This video is brought to you in conjunction with Black Labrador Creations, but more from them later.
So we've added just a couple of random light browns and blonde hairs just at the back. Now I'm just going to go along with black, just plain black, with a bit of water on it. Let's see here. And we're just going to neaten up the cartridge boxes there. Just on their hips. Again, just make sure you can see them. And again, tidies up any of that white we erred with at the crossbelt and whitening stage. So I'm just going to whizzle along that nice and quick. Get them tidy. And also, we mustn't forget we're going to do the shoulder wings as well. And then detail the officer's stand at the end. While we're here, I'll get a little light black. I'm just going to do along the bases again, just to pick out and just tidy up where we had the white a bit far down, just so you can see where their half gaiters, their spatter dashes come to. It also just sort of shows that they've got, it's a little bit more interesting, shows they've got their knee breeches on rather than long white trousers, which were a thing later on in the war, but early on in the war, knee breeches and half gaiters were very much the thing. Possibly some expensive boots for an officer. Yeah, and that's just tidied up the back of those stands there nicely. Again, just using the tip, not worrying too much about being too fancy, just keeping it nice and neat. And the thing with these 6mm models is, it's all just about being neat. You don't need particularly fancy techniques. You see, I've done really no dry brushing so much as just lightly brushing things over. No blending, nothing really needed here apart from just neat application and let the models do the rest.
1775. The colonies are in turmoil. Will you swear loyalty to the crown or fight for liberty? The fate of a nation is in your hands. Loyalty or Liberty, the immersive new strategy game from Black Labrador Creations, brings the American Revolution to life through deep tactical card play. Command legendary leaders, outmaneuver your opponent, and shape history one decision at a time. Every card is a pivotal moment. Deploy forces, rally support, or sabotage your enemy's plans. Will you master the art of war, or be swept away by the tides of revolution? The battle lines are drawn. Choose your side and rewrite history. Get Loyalty or Liberty now at blacklabradorcreations.com.
So, details on the command base, or the command stand. Right, now, we did say before, didn't we, that they were officers inside had a more scarlet coat. So what I'm going to actually do is just put that down for a second. I'm going to get a much more scarlety red. This Mephiston red is a little lighter. I'm going to use this just to brush over and just bring out a bit more of the red. Now I'm going to put that on there. Hopefully you can see that is a very much more scarlet red, which is suitable for that. And we're going to use that for the officer's sash as well, as it goes around. Now those would also be silk, usually. But we're just going to pick out the sergeant in red and the officer in red and his sash in red as well, like that. And do the arms. And we mustn't forget, of course, to make sure we can see that they've got gloves on. So I'm going to spin them around as well. Let's do the back details. And I'm going to just pick out those there. And the officer will probably have nice gold epaulettes on, just to show not only that he's extremely wealthy, not certainly richer than his men, but also that he is an officer. And we seem to have a crossbelt there as well, so I'll just pick that out as well. But you can see straight away how he's starting to pop as the commander within the actual unit. We'll just get the sergeant there, because every officer needs a good sergeant. It'd be useless without their sergeants. What runs every army? There we go. Oh, we've got on the shoulders there as well, on the sides. There we are. And let us now just lightly pick out. We'll use the same off-white, off-grey that we had before. That will do. Having cleaned the brush beforehand, between, of course, with a little bit of water. And we'll just literally point that on here, like that. And here. And here. And there he has nice, shiny white gloves. And as we said, around the back, just pick out this cross strap here as well. Slightly for a sword belt, which is just underneath here, bit hard to pick out there. Just pick out those details. Right, and with that off-white grey as well, we'll just pick out the shoulder wings. So I'm just going to do a little brush on the shoulders of these Grenadiers with their wings. I'll do a little bit on the drummer as well, just to highlight that. I'm just going to go along each model and just do a little flick of the brush across their shoulders, just to point out they actually have modelled the shoulder wings on, which is remarkable. We're just going to pick them out there to make them look more like Grenadiers should look. We'll go for the back first, and then we'll go around the front. And again, we'll keep the reds handy as well, because any errors we make, we can always tidy those up with a little bit of red afterwards. And we're trying to just keep a bit of a gap in colours between the white we've already done for the cross belt and the white we're going to do for the shoulder wings, just so as it pops a little bit more on the tabletop. There's a bit more paint there, I think. Let's spin around, see how the front looks. That's sort of picked up okay. We'll just bring a little bit round, but on the whole, we don't want to go too mad because that'll cover up the red. But it's going to look okay. We'll just do the edges on this side. Sort of bring it around a little bit more. That should give it exactly the impression that we want. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Definitely see from the back that those are Grenadiers. Right, we'll get a little bit of gold and we'll pick out the officer's metalwork as well. And that'll literally just take a moment or two. And I think we're ready for the basing stage. Let's yet again, a little bit of gold, not too much, just enough. As we did with the men, we're going to wipe a little bit off and just sort of flick it into the cap plate that he's got there. Make it look all nice and fancy, and a little bit on the end of the tassels, on the end of his sash there as well. That should be fine for him. No one else needs any gold bits doing. So I think with that, we'll just do a little bit of brown. Maybe do the light brown on the drummer's sticks. And I think I have just the one for that. I'm going to use those of Mornfang brown for that, which is quite a nice lighter brown. And again, you could use that for musket butts if you wanted, or you could go along the musket butts at this stage as well and just pick them out, make them highlighted a little bit more. That might be worthwhile. In fact, we could probably try that ourselves. It might be a little bit too light. But let's just do the drumsticks first of all. So we've got a stick here and a stick there. That just picks those out nicely. And now we can maybe do the sergeant and the officer's fusel. And you see that just brings that out, makes that pop just a little bit more. Should we do the others? Let's do the others. It takes a second. We'll go all the way along the line and just pick those out so they pop just that little bit more. Again, half of these will be in a rear rank anyway, so you won't see them, but they'll be done, and that's enough for me. There we are. Nice. Right, I think now we're going to do the basings, we can look about actually getting them on their base.